live. We are live. Hello, everybody. We're back.
We're back live
back.
again. Back live again. Hopefully it's not lagging this time, guys. Let us know.
Let us know and just stick with us until we've got all new equipment, new studio, new cameras, new microphones,
New haircut.
new haircut.
That is
New
quite the
beard.
haircut,
It
Steve.
is, isn't
It
it?
is it's a beautiful haircut.
Massive
Same
shout out to
same
John
old
Paul.
haircut for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
Pete.
me and Pete going nice and steady.
Yeah, it's not going out of fashion. Like it's going to stay in
No,
fashion. That
you're
haircut.
right,
You know what I mean?
We don't have a choice, but that's our fashion.
But no, I got it done in Letterkenny the day of the Alan Clark Big News Coming Soon podcast that we done. On
how
Thursday.
have those gigs been going?
They're incredible.
Yeah.
They're incredible show.
Do you know what I'd like? I'd like Alan Clark to get a bit darker.
You would.
I want to see
I
a
know you
glimpse
do.
into his soul.
I know.
No offense to Alan now, but you seem like a bit of a lovely boy. I want to see the darkness
Want the
inside your
naughtiness.
soul. I know there's darkness inside your soul, and let it out.
I don't think there is.
Let it out. Let grow the beard. Fucking get a bit to I want to put him on a desert island and shave his head and fucking throw him a few slaps and just get the darkness and let him go hungry for a few days and then see how he's get on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. You're like that.
Yeah.
You like to see the darker
I
side
want-
of people.
I want to see this. You have to embrace the shadow. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? I know there's some darkness deep within Alan's
Yeah.
soul.
That he's into some sick shit.
I'm actually
Oh, yeah.
worried that this is going to crash again, guys. But if it does, it
If
does.
it crashes again, it crashes
Yeah.
again. Yeah,
We'll figure it out in time. This is like a pilot. For the,
Yeah.
for the
it's a
new-
pilot,
for
a
the-
live pilot.
Is
Yeah,
there,
if
is
you
there
would.
anyone on that can tell us whether the sound is good?
Yeah, thanks very
Audio's
much,
good.
guys, for your patience too, as well. It's just a trial and error. Do you know what I mean? My hands look very red, don't they?
Well, I'd say they look all right.
Do they?
I like that light.
Do you?
I do like the light. Yeah.
Okay, because I've got reports saying somebody didn't like the light.
Oh no. Oh yeah.
From
From
who?
who?
Name and shame this person. Who is going against me?
Chris said he didn't like the light.
Chris
More
Perez.
light. Yeah, he said more light.
Oh, he's an idiot.
Poor Chris. Now, don't be saying
I'm
that.
joking, Chris. But he knows that I know he is. So
Dan Sweeting says the sound is good.
okay.
Thank you, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
But this again, we're going to keep on cracking at
Trial
this.
and
until
Sorry,
we
I'm
get
on the
it
phone
right.
there, guys. I'm
Yeah.
on the phone. That's
You're
very
always on
rude.
the phone.
I'm always on the phone. Says the man. It's the
Okay.
pot calling the kettle black. So it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am, but I'm getting better.
Are you?
I
Are you?
am.
I see
Yeah.
you're getting actually fucking worse.
No, I'm not. I'm
I see
getting
you.
better. Yeah.
Like you get when you're on the phone,
Yeah.
it's all consuming.
It is. Yeah, because I like to concentrate on what I'm doing, and I remember.
But like you'd be in the room with someone else
On the phone.
on the phone.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be concentrating on
I know, but sure, I have to get things done.
Yeah. But
Pete-
anyway,
Pete's
we'll
not convinced.
change the subject. We'll change the. It's work. It's work. It's work, but it's phone addiction at the same time. I'm
It
bad
is,
for the
yeah.
phone myself. I'd be on the
No,
phone
you're
later.
Not,
I'd
you're
be on
not
the
as
phone.
bad as me, though.
I'd be on the
fairness.
phone late at night. Like.
You
what do
do,
you be
you do.
putting on the
Yeah,
what do
yeah,
you be doing on the
Pornhub.
phone?
Yeah. I'd be on the phone.
Pulling the stomach out of yourself.
Pulling the belly of yourself. Shouting out fucking
Pulling your
random
willy.
dudes' names. Going, Alan Clark, where are you now, Alan?
Pulling the willy out of yourself.
Alan will be watching this
Outside.
podcast going, Peter's got issues.
he definitely he would
Yeah,
have told you that anyway.
The outside Alan Clark's bedroom window.
Just fucking flogging the horse. But what was I going to say? Taking off my old jacket there. I can never wear these jackets. These jackets, I can wear them, but they always get fucking destroyed.
You
See,
do. You're
it's a-
you're very heavy duty. You're a heavy
You-
maintenance on
you
clothes.
bring too much clothes everywhere.
Yeah, you
I
do.
put too much clothes everywhere, and I also destroy clothes.
Yeah.
Awful
Yeah.
easy, and I lose clothes in space.
And between now and the end of this live, you might have that jacket taken on and off about 10 times.
That's true.
You
Yeah.
have a habit of doing that too.
That's very true. That's very
Yeah.
true. I
Is
get
there-
animated, you see. I get
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
No.
the
Yeah.
blood gets up and
blood gets up. Yeah.
no problem regulating yourself.
That's exactly. Any other crack, lads?
Devil a bit.
You all sorted for Christmas? It's around the corner.
I haven't even thought of it.
No.
Yeah, do you know what? I get awful Christmassy around November time. I get
Okay.
an awful Christmassy feeling, probably
Okay.
more than Christmas itself.
And then by the time Christmas comes,
Yeah.
you're sick of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Fuck, what's that? There's beeping there. That's my fucking tag.
You're
Sorry,
beeping.
lads. That's my I
You've
report-
been-
That's your watch, is it?
that's I
You
report
report to the gaff
car,
shop.
the car. Yeah, the ankle. I took the ankle off.
You took the ankle off.
The ankle bracelet off. Sorry, lads.
Well, do you know what I wanted to talk about? The Rugby World Cup.
Oh yeah. So obviously South Africa beat the All Blacks. Tense game.
Yeah.
What was the score? Was it tight?
12,
1
11.
point.
Yeah.
1 point.
1
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Low scoring.
They've
Low
won,
scoring.
they've
game.
won an awful lot of the games by 1 point. They just
I
seem
think
to-
they
just
won
seem to
all
grind down.
their games in the knockout stages by a point.
Yeah.
So they beat France by a point, they beat England by a
think-
point,
yeah.
and they beat New Zealand by a point.
That's right.
Right.
England done well in fairness to them in the end.
Did they?
They had a good semi-final. The
Yeah.
rest they were terrible.
Yeah, but
Goes
that's
over
true.
my head, lads. I don't watch the rugby myself.
England seem to
Um,
save themselves for the latter stages of the World Cup. I have to give them credit where credit is due.
I'd
But
say-
they like
I know they
they
have an easier
may
route.
may have made the semi-finals. They are not in the top 4 teams in the world.
No,
Who
probably,
isn't?
probably not. No.
England,
well, they're not.
England and Argentina. They're like the best 4 teams in the world by a long way. Are New Zealand and South Africa, France and Ireland.
It's just a pity.
But sure, surely you have to go by results.
No,
but, like,
no. England.
the dr-
England
the
has
way the
very
draw-
easy-
How could they be the best teams if they didn't get to the?
But they
quarterfinals?
didn't
played
play
each other
anyone.
easily.
They had
New Zealand bet Ireland and South Africa bet France. So
the quarterfinals.
yeah, the quarterfinals.
But England in the group stages had Japan and Argentina.
But you can only beat who's in
Ar-
front of you.
Ireland had
No,
South
it's
Africa.
not
and
like
Scotland.
soccer. It's
But you can only beat who's in front of you.
Yeah, but the problem is the draw for the World Cup is made 3 years before the World Cup is actually played.
yeah, which
So
makes
next year the Ireland
4
will
years.
probably be ranked within the top 4. They'll have an easier draw.
Oh, will they?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Or potentially if Ireland, New Zealand, South Africa, and France are stay going the way they're going, they'll be kept away from each other.
Okay,
yeah,
keep the high seeds away from each
Yeah,
other. It makes
yeah.
But then
sense, yeah.
England might come good, and they'll have what Ireland had and have a nightmare draw.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But they're on about changing it up again as well because to include more teams, which it goes back to what we were last time we were doing podcasts. I hate changing, this chopping and changing. Just keep it the same way.
But it wouldn't evolve at all if you didn't change it. You have to
But
change
they
something else.
can't keep going. They can't keep going the way they're going and add more teams and play once a week.
Yeah,
The way this World Cup ran was that there was one game a week,
Mm.
which is that's different to the other years.
Well,
But
how
if
did
they
they, how
add
did
too,
how did they do
too
before?
long, is it?
Yeah, if they add more
Excuse me.
teams, they can't do it one game a week.
Yeah.
They have to do a second game a week.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
they
yeah.
have the
Okay,
teams
okay,
have to play
okay.
2 games a week.
Yeah.
That'd be tough
Maybe
on the
the-
body though.
Yeah,
Very
but they,
different.
what
Your
they,
squad
what,
will come into. You will nearly have 2 teams in the squad.
yeah, I
there.
was just about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, like American football almost.
But it's just it's such a shame because that Ireland didn't beat New Zealand. Can you imagine if we did get to the World Cup and we were the only team to beat South Africa in the World Cup in the last 2 years?
Yeah, I saw this other statistic that Ireland's first 15 played more minutes per game up to the quarterfinals than any other team did
Yeah.
at that stage. So they played their first 15 against all the weaker nations as well,
Yeah, I get you. I don't know why
putting
you
them
done that.
more at risk of injury.
Yeah,
Whereas South Africa, France, New Zealand, like it,
It's a serious game.
when there's only a kick in it against New Zealand,
yeah.
you'd
Can
wonder,
like,
does Sexton have to play against Romania?
yeah, true.
on rest him,
Yeah,
rest him,
rest
cover him like.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Did he play good?
everything.
Yeah.
He played every
Roma-
game, did he?
Romania and Namibia, they started every game.
Luck went completely against Ireland in New Zealand in the New Zealand game. The
The
swivel,
referee
the
wasn't
referee,
great
yeah,
though.
the swivel near the end for the try. If
Yeah.
your man just got under it, if he had swiveled the other way, it would have been a try and would have been. And Sexton, which he very rarely does, he missed. I think it was 2 penalties.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 easily kickable penalties, which would have won them. the
For
game.
him it was poor,
yeah.
poor day.
Was it?
But like Ireland, I saw this like again off the ball. We're doing this during the week, and they were saying Ireland had to be at if they were at 90%,
Yeah.
they beat New Zealand.
Yeah.
But if New Zealand have to be at 95 and Ireland have to be at 75,
Yeah.
Somebody was telling me it was tactics. New Zealand had better tactics today than Ireland, or was it just nerves? Was it Ireland nerves,
I
or
think it was
Ireland
nerves. I think it
Ireland
was
made
nerves.
2 mistakes.
and was
the-
that nerves? Do you think?
I think
or-
that there was they had a poor line out throughout the championship, and that was exposed by New Zealand in their third try.
Yeah.
You know, the one
Yeah,
that came
yeah,
off the end and he
yeah.
ran through. Um,
But I always felt as well until the end. I always felt New Zealand, if they needed a try,
they had
were
one
good.
in.
They had one in them.
Yeah,
Whereas we were working a lot harder for ours. A bit like Mayo and All Ireland.
bit like
finals.
Mayo, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But then the actual, I actually thought New Zealand should have beaten South Africa, and I thought that wasn't a red card. I like the rules might say it's a red card, but I think it's just I think he was very unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think it was because he's a short guy that he just caught him. He just caught him where he caught him.
It looked worse than it was. Do you think?
yeah. Like rugby's subjective like that though. You can't go everything to the TMO. One thing they did do right is that the TMO box, where they give them a yellow card, they'll look at it for a red
Yeah.
card. It's not on the moment. The TMO has 10 minutes to decide,
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
which means the game can get on,
that's right.
and they play with 14 minutes. If it's going to be upgraded to a red card like Kane was in the
Yeah.
final,
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's.
Oh, yeah, did you not
I
know
didn't
that?
know that, no.
yes.
So you're sent off for the 10 minutes for the yellow card, and then
If they upgrade it to a red, they'll do it in
the
10 minutes.
TMO reviews
Will
it.
they think will they do something like that in the GAV eventually, or
It's not a bad idea,
Mm,
to be honest.
I can't see them doing it in the GAV, but you never know.
why you wouldn't have the technology in the club games,
and
or
sure, even Hawkeye. Even
Hawkeye's
Hawkeye
a
is
mess.
why is that?
They've abandoned it for the hurling games,
Which is
last-
the one you need it for.
yeah, which is the one you needed for.
And why is it so bad? Like just the technology.
Technology is gone. and
Why,
I
you
think
reckon
they
why-
spent, they spent thousands, like hundreds of thousands.
What
on
do you
that
reckon?
for
There's a few
Yeah.
brown envelopes, was there?
I'd say so, yeah.
But even like Hawkeye should.
And what good is
Hawkeye
it? It's only on one. It's only on one pitch in the entire country.
Yeah, but the All Ireland final is played on that pitch. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man.
At the end of the day, once you have if you bring technology into it, it has to make it simple.
Yeah.
That's the
But
key.
your
to it.
Hawkeye is it's not complicated. Like, how can
No,
you get
but
that
this-
wrong?
Well, they
seem
get it
they
right
seem
in
to
the
be making it
tennis.
complicated.
Huh?
They can get it right in the tennis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or how would they get it so wrong in
So
the?
what there I think Mayo, or I don't know what football team we're playing, but they had the hurling set up for it,
Yeah.
and they
Oh,
had they you know you mean
They
you
had the
talk
football
about
set up for hurling. but
Yeah,
hurling
yeah.
versus football.
Yes.
they had
Fucking
one
Human
Mickey
error.
Joe
mistake.
forgot to fucking push the button, did he?
Human error.
Like, human error is always going to come into it.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Suppose that's just the way it goes, isn't it? How do you think we all do this year, lads?
I think we're gone.
I
What do you
don't.
mean? Gone.
I think we're gone for a few years.
Don't be able to field a team like.
um,
Yeah,
I-
they'll be
I-
calling on us three.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
know?
Yeah, I
They'll
bet they will.
Take the while.
and I
Well,
hate-
if
I
the
hate to say
county
that.
final, if it's
Oh,
anything like the county final yesterday, that was brutal.
Apparently
Why? Who was
atrocious.
in the county final?
Brafey and Balna.
And why was it so bad?
6-4. 6 points to 4. That was the final score. And it was
And it
only-
wasn't. And I actually didn't get to see. I saw
Balna,
that. I saw the highlights. But I read some of the reports, and I saw some of the tweets that came from
Even John Mahan was tweeting.
John
about
Mahan. John Mahan was quoted as the worst county final he's ever seen.
Yeah.
Well, it was ultra defensive, was it?
Ultra shite.
Yeah, just poor kicking, and I don't.
Apparently,
again,
like an awful lot of people left at half time.
Yeah.
Bad.
And but
For a county final.
Top standard. How could it
Yeah.
be so bad?
Yeah, it was just terrible. The weather, it was heavy conditions, but even still,
Oh, it was bad
shouldn't-
weather.
Yeah,
it was bad
yeah.
weather. Yeah, well.
well, the weather. Like that pitch has got some money put into it.
Where was it
Well,
played?
McHale Park.
From McHale Park, yeah, of course.
Like that, the money spent on that pitch,
Yeah, that's true.
the rain that fell yesterday shouldn't have been
matter.
an issue.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Chris.
You know,
Yeah.
but it's
You'd
mad.
miss the old football in September, wouldn't you? The Gaelic.
Oh, you would, yeah. They made a balls of it.
Yeah.
They made the run into the back end very, very long.
If anybody's out listening there and they don't know what we're talking about the GGA was traditionally always in the last week of September.
Yeah,
Third Sunday.
Third Sunday.
Third
in
Sunday,
September.
Yeah, and it used to be good fun. It used to be cozy. It kind of set you up for the
And
winter.
Yeah,
and it was
it-
like kids in school.
yeah.
and there's a lot of things that are
It was
positive.
a
about
great tradition
But
around
now
it, you know.
they've changed it to like
July.
July.
July. But that, I think that's for concerts in Croke
Yeah,
Park.
it's
Is it?
Yeah.
concerts
They're
in
saying
Croke
it's for
Park.
the
Pretty much.
club championship, but that's bollocks.
Well,
Yeah,
I-
horse shite.
I don't think it benefits the club
club at
challenge
all.
because the amount of players in county setups that are playing in September and August is minimal.
So when is the club All Ireland final? It used to be St Patrick's Day. Is that changed now?
The club All Ireland finals on Stephen's Day, isn't it?
Like-
oh no, it's January.
Is it-
Oh no, the semi-finals are in December
Yeah.
and the finals are in on Patrick's Day.
Yeah, it's still in St. Patrick's Day.
But like the
But there's an awful big break.
There's a
big
break.
from
There's
the
a massive-
finals.
yeah.
Waste of, like,
Yeah.
it's 3 months.
ridiculous.
There's a 3-month break.
Why is there a
It's
break
ridiculous.
between the semi-finals and the final? That
don't know.
Alright.
It's ridiculous.
I think it's just the football that's played on Paddy's Day last year. I think
Yeah,
the
I think so,
hurling
yeah.
hurling was played.
Different type.
Oh,
I will-
different.
well, actually check that out, but I still think the club football is done on St. Patrick's Day.
well, that's
But
kind of
there's-
nice
there's
to
an
have that
awful big
tradition.
break.
But why do
But,
it have such
but
a
another
break?
thing is, all the counties play their county finals at different times,
Yeah,
different months even, instead of like everyone playing it around the same time.
But I thought they were changing that now. They've changed that now. A lot of them.
Actually, that's what this is what I mean. They keep changing it. They keep chopping and changing, and instead of sticking to it plan. But no, they've completely ruined the championship season.
What are they going to do next year now? Is it a league? It's a round robin league kind of
I
thing.
don't know. I don't know what way they've done it.
Yeah.
But I know one thing that Mayo, unless this was our year, we won the National League final. We bet Kerry down in Kerry.
the
and that's when we should have kicked.
the
on, but
hurling
we
is in
didn't.
January.
Yeah. Okay.
Hurling final is in January.
Yeah.
And when is the football?
Um,
So you think they're not going to do any good this year?
No.
No? How come?
I think mentally they're just gone. They're going to have to. I'd say that an awful lot of players will
Retire.
which they already have. I'd be very surprised if Aidan O'Shea comes back.
But what age is he?
I don't know what age he is, but he's around an awful lot. No, he might, but there's
I
definitely.
think Aidan O'Shea.
I actually thought he had a great season last
He
year.
played
And-
class. He played
and he-
great stuff.
apparently
And he
he
shouldn't have been taken off in the All Ireland final, or the match against Dublin, not the All Ireland final.
Semi-final. What quarter-final was it?
Quarterfinal.
Um,
Was it quarterfinal or semifinal?
Yeah.
Semifinal.
So the club now this is in the football. The club quarterfinals are in mid-December or January. All Ireland semi-finals are in mid-February, and then the All Ireland finals are in March 17th.
Oh, okay. It's not
Okay.
too bad. It's not too bad.
But it's
But
still,
there's still an awful big break between
Yeah.
the county final to the province final.
Should they
Then-
have to let the pitches dry out? Steve?
It doesn't
Yeah.
take that long to dry out.
No, that's not too bad. I thought it was the semi-finals were in January, and then the other ones are in March. The finals are in March.
I actually think it'll be Dublin and Kerry again. That's just very predictable.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
lads, did you see Tyson Fury at the weekend?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
He was in the pub, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was with me.
But even the build up to that was ridiculous.
Fair play to Francis Ngannou. I'm pronouncing his name right.
He definitely was I thought he was definitely the winner.
I didn't actually watch it. No. to tell the
Did
truth.
you watch in the pub?
No, I watched it in the house.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Did
on
you
the
have clothes
beer.
on?
Huh?
Did you?
I did, and myself me out, I'd watch it with no clothes on.
Oh, fair enough.
The
You
way,
talked about the
the
first
way,
thing
the
that
way,
popped up.
that's a Kelly tradition. Is
Yeah.
it? It's like we always watch the boxing in the nip.
Remind me not to come out to watch the boxing.
Come out and watch
You'd
the
be,
boxing
you'd
pig.
be speeding out there. You'd be going twice as
That out.
fast.
I'll bring the baby oil.
Tony, give me a rub there.
Well, for anyone that's ever been to one of our live shows, it's hard for you to make any talk like that.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I didn't watch it now, but I think people that were saying to me that Tyson just done enough with the last 2 rounds to win it.
Listen.
Did you
he-
watch it all, Chris? Did you?
I watched
But
the
it was shy-
highlights.
It was
but
shy
like,
boxing anyway.
to be honest,
Well, the bits I seen looked exciting. Like he knocked him down, your man got back up.
yeah, but he wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Tyson Fury should have been out there to he should have been able to control the fight and completely finish him off.
But you're maybe he was Dawson for the last 6 months. Like he was doing reality TV shows, and maybe he's like didn't like maybe he wasn't training.
Who is he going to box again?
Oh, he's
Tyson.
boxing Usyk.
Or
He
is
w-
he
I
gonna-
don't think he'll fight Usyk.
I don't think that fight is going to go ahead. They said the 23rd of December.
But well, it won't happen now because your
He-
man
he-
got cut.
He needs who got cut?
Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah, badly.
They were saying that was from a head. That was from
Yeah.
the head, but
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 did you
like-
see the elbow he gave him?
I
Give
didn't see that.
Francis, what's his name?
Branson
Francis
Ngannou.
Ngannou.
I know. I
he
didn't
gave
see
him a
it.
serious elbow.
But it was an
where-
accident, was it?
It's hard to fucking know whether it was or not. He came in like that with like an overhook,
Yeah.
but he missed him by a long shot and then came down with the elbow.
But he's awkward. He's awkward.
Yeah.
He's,
Look, at the
he's
end of
always.
the
I'm sure he
day-
hit himself in the head one time.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah. He gave
punched
himself a hit.
He gave
an
him punched
uppercut.
himself in the head.
Like at the end of the day, he's a 6'9" monster.
I know
of a
he is, and,
human
he's,
being.
and I know that he's great crack,
He's great crack. Yeah.
great crack, and
Yeah.
he's exciting outside the rig.
Yeah.
But
You're tired, lad, are you?
I am, and yeah, I am.
Buying
Yeah,
watches.
buying
and tire-
watches.
Buying
tire-
watches.
The
Tire-
high
tire-
roller.
Tire man out like.
Show me the money.
Were you getting the high roller suite in Galway? Were you?
Yeah.
Everyone thought I was
Champagne.
big dick then.
Did they? Yeah. What did they say to you afterwards?
You're a big dick.
Did they say?
No, they were just saying
He's a dick.
you're a dick.
Oh, some crack. How is the sound, guys? How is the sound?
Michael Gallagher is on here. Says the sound is very good. I'm not sure if that's my mate Michael, who you met in Donegal, had a pint with before the show.
Oh
He has a
yes,
surf shop.
yes.
in
I meant to
Donegal
say
there.
that to you. Yeah. Lovely chap.
Yeah, good
Um,
old skin. So he is
Thing has gone to Donegal. McGuinness. Is that true?
Jim McGuinness.
Jim McGuinness. Yeah.
I did-
Donegal. How,
Listen, you can't recreate it.
how do you think he'll do?
Oh, I don't think he has the same team as.
Do you,
he
do you
did
know
with
what'll
the-
happen?
What? They'll fall out.
What happened when James Horan came back to Mayo? Fuck all.
Oh, he got to a final, didn't he?
Yeah, but should I?
He got to a
But
final.
he didn't win it, did he?
Yeah,
Yeah, but he got to a final. I'm saying he didn't do fuck all.
Get
He
Mayo
got-
to a final
he get-
doesn't.
I'm
mean
saying
anything.
he didn't do fuck all. Like doing fuck all is getting knocked out the first round. He got to a
Yeah.
final.
I think.
How
I
do you
think.
think Jim McGuinness was? He was out in China and he was out in America and
Yeah.
do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Doing a bit
Play-
of shutter, like
Are
no, but he was like
you
he
doing
was,
a bit of shutting?
he was out there working. Do
We
you know what I
must do a podcast solely on the American trip, and we will eventually. But
mean? We get arrested.
yeah, it was insane. But no, I don't think he has the same type of team that he had when he won the.
No.
Did he win one or two?
One. He
One
lost
point.
one against Kerry, didn't he? Poor old goalkeeper made a mistake. He kicked it into Donaghy's hands. You remember that?
Yeah,
Was that what year was that? 2016? No.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
Maybe it's
Year by year, all
2013.
those years seem
They
like
merge
they've
into one, don't
melded
they?
into one. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Mayo have lost them every time.
Yeah.
every time. And
Um,
we keep believing. and
But
we
I
keep
heard
getting our
that the Irish rugby team were cursed as well. They were coming back for a match one time and
hopes.
said you will never get to a semi-final. You'll only get to a quarter-final.
Quarter-final, yeah.
Yeah,
As good as Ireland have been over the last few years, we've still only got to a quarter-final.
Yeah.
Can't get past it.
true that. True that.
I think all that you do is. You see, the problem with the Rugby World Cup is it's every 4 years. You have to wait 4 years now to the next one.
Opposed to other World Cups, like which are
Well, I know that, but you see, the soccer is different because it has the Euros every
that
4 years as well.
the rugby doesn't have a kind of
No,
equivalent to the
no,
Euros, does
no,
it? And it's
no.
the club Euros.
Well,
does it?
you have the Six Nations.
Yeah, the Six Nations, but that's every year.
That's a
it's a yearly thing. It's not.
Okay.
It's only 16.
But again, when you look at
And why don't they have like a more like a intercontinental?
Yeah,
like,
well,
there's
they're-
a-
Intercontinental champion.
if you look at it, there's only there's serious professional teams. There's the Ireland and the United Kingdom nations.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure they'd love being called that.
Yes,
but
I'm sure they
Ireland,
would.
Wales, Scotland, France, Wales, Wales, Italy,
Italy,
and then you've got
Argentina.
Argentina, South Africa, Australia, and
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Well, there's not enough
Fiji,
teams.
yeah,
you're saying
there's not enough teams to really get together as.
What about
in
Germany?
continental.
Germany don't have
No,
a team, do they
no,
not?
no.
Holland?
No.
No.
Portugal,
Portugal
all
came
see a
through,
lot
yeah.
of these teams.
Fiji, Samoa, then you have Tonga. The Pacific nations.
Yeah.
Um,
Specific nations.
they're coming through as well. The odd one. They're liable for the Fiji betting.
Did they?
So, like, yeah, like those countries are good, but like playing at a professional level on a consistent basis, they're going to be up and down, and the bigger nations just kind of the more competition they play benefits the bigger nations really.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true. That's what's happening.
like realistically, if it was to go that way, you'd need more money invested into those smaller second
Mhm.
nations.
Speaking of nations, what's happening? I know this is very bringing the conversation down or deep or dark or not depression. Well, it is depressing, but what's happening out in Israel, in the Gaza?
Fucking
Come on,
hell.
Pete. We've been
Fuck.
waiting for you to explain now.
Explain it all. Is it?
See, I don't. Another thing I'm going to say is an awful lot of people with pages like we have on Instagram and that they're coming under an awful lot of pressure
Comment on
to
it.
comment on it or do video on it or to do something.
It's hardly
It's-
it's hardly the type of material for a comedy page.
Yeah, well,
is
that's
it?
it.
Yeah.
And in saying that, I mean, obviously, no, what's happening is atrocious, but it's such a sensitive matter. You just don't know what to say.
Yeah, we see. We don't. You don't really fully.
And I don't, and I
fully
and to
understand
be
what's
honest,
going on
I don't
either.
fully understand it.
I don't
either.
fully what's going on. When we're getting certain types of news,
Yeah, getting
reports,
two different news
yeah,
reports
a couple of news reports, and you don't know how biased the news reports are on either
yeah,
side. You know.
on either side.
I think one if you look at it from the outside looking in over a number of years, like being Palestinian, you are a second class citizen.
Yeah,
In
Is that the way it is? Like.
yeah,
it is.
If you look at there's
But at
There's
the end of the day,
multiple-
no one likes to see kids getting killed or
No.
anyone getting killed. for that
and
matter.
and you see what happened in Israel and a terrorist attack. Basically, what Hamas did was goad Israel.
So who are like who are Hamas? Like.
Okay, so Hamas are basically a terrorist organization to most of the world, but they basically are the overriding infrastructure of rule. They're like they're like the they're like the
Military wing
purveyors.
of Palestine, is it?
Yeah, well, not really. Like, so Gaza, so Palestine is split into the West Bank,
Okay.
and then you've got Gaza. So
Okay.
Gaza is a small 100 mile square, basically a city.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It's one of the most densely populated places in the world.
Wow. Okay.
So Hamas, when basically in 2007, Hamas won an election. Israel says that it was rigged.
Okay.
Hamas says that they won it fairly, but
Okay.
who knows? But anyway, they basically came to power
Okay.
in Gaza. Now their remit or their probably the way they speak about it is that they want to obliterate Israel. Israel
Right.
have a defense mechanism around the country, the border of their country. It's called the Iron Dome. So any rockets that are fired into Israel are shot out of the air by this Iron Dome system.
Yeah, like a kind of Star Wars thing, like the Americans had.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
something like that. No,
Yeah.
basically Gaza has been under blockade. So Israel control the power, they control the supplies into the city.
And why do Israel control the supplies to another country?
Well, basically they don't see them as another country.
Oh,
So
okay.
this
okay.
goes back to how the territory was
formed.
in
And
the
this
first
was
place.
this was in after World War II.
So after World War II, Israel, the Zionist, there was an idea that the Israelis need their own place to live.
Okay. Yeah.
So
The Jews.
the Jews, Jewish people have their own nation. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
So the Jews
So they
picked
went-
this area.
well, it was basically the way it worked was that Britain took over the Ottoman Empire's land after the First World War
Okay. Yeah.
and split it with France. So you
Okay.
had British Palestine and
French.
Palestine,
Okay.
and then basically Israelis started or Jewish people started moving to the part of Palestine that was they say is their ancestral home.
Okay.
Now the conflict they actually lived peacefully for generations.
Who did?
The Jewish people that say Israel is their birthright,
Okay.
and the Palestinians, which are Muslim.
They lived
And they-
peacefully.
I was just
they
about to
lived
say
for a
well,
long
our
time, they
Palestinians are
lived-
obviously Muslim.
Yeah, and then you obviously have Christians in the area as well.
So they lived peacefully for generations.
For
But the Americans have got heavily involved with Israel as well.
yeah,
They're backing Israel.
Yeah.
You know, but but apparently they're also backing Hamas with supplies or with weapons. So
As well.
yeah,
yeah. So Hamas
How
and
can you back two sides?
the
that's
American.
what a lot of countries do.
Or is it hedging
Yeah.
their bets? Like,
But sure, it's all it's a lot to do with. Well, that's because they're supplying like
it's
armor.
it's very easy to like. At the end of the day, can we just this go? A lot of this goes back to how colonies are founded
yeah,
and drawing arbitrary lines and saying Jewish people on one side and Muslims on the other side just doesn't work in reality.
Yeah.
The same way that you you put Protestants on one side of a line and Catholics on the other didn't work either. Or
Yeah. But
Yeah.
but even like in America, then like it's the official line is pro-Israel, okay, but the people are pro-Palestine, which obviously,
people were in America.
yeah, even in America, yeah,
I thought
an
they were all
awful, an
pro.
awful lot of public.
I thought they were all pro-Israel in America.
No. It's well,
I thought the majority were
well,
pro-Israel.
the Jews obviously are, and that's another thing. I'm pretty sure they have a structure. I need to read up more about it, and that's why I haven't done a video on it or commented on it much.
Yeah.
I need to do a bit of research on it myself, but I do know that, like, I think
It's horrifying what's happening though. So
I think in
don't know.
America the Jews have to send. Is it they have to send so much money back to Israel? There's a whole different system to it.
Well, like taxation, is it, or like?
It's,
Oh, okay,
but
okay,
it's
okay.
it's like it's done. Like you do it. It's the done thing. You don't shirk away from it. You send money
Okay.
back.
Yeah.
But even when I was in Times Square, you know how all them screens eventually they all start. They'd show the Israeli flags and all this sort of stuff. Like it was
Okay.
really drummed into you.
Okay. I don't know much about it now.
I don't know enough
I wouldn't
about it
comment
to-
on it because
yeah,
I don't know
exactly.
anything about it. But I know that
it's
Is
a,
there any way out? Like, is there any way?
it's a complex history.
Yeah, is there any way
and
to make it stop? Like,
at the end of the day, what happened? If you look at a snapshot of the last couple of weeks, right? You have Israeli forces, like basically the Iron Dome was breached.
okay,
A terrorist flooded into Israel.
yeah, on a hang
and they-
glider, on a hang
So
glider.
yeah,
was
yeah,
it?
you see the videos.
Oh,
They're-
Highlander.
Hang
yeah,
glider.
so they
went over on a
basically-
hang glider.
they had these motorized hand gliders and they were flying into Israel.
I
going
didn't know.
down
See,
and
I was
there
in
was a-
America at the time, and I
Yeah.
wasn't. I
Yeah,
was
so
only
they-
getting-
There was an attack from Hamas forces
Right.
and they
by land.
yeah, so they went into Israel. They killed 1,300 people. It was
It was
a
at a
huge
festival.
terror. Yeah, the festival was
That's how it
attacked.
started.
That's how this has escalated.
Yeah. Okay.
There was
but-
like rapes and everything going on. wasn't
Yeah, it's brutal.
there?
Terrible stuff has happened in that attack. But then what happened in retaliation, 2,500 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza. Basically, what Israel are
Probably
doing
more.
is basically flattening Gaza as a response. Now, what they're saying is that Hamas are using people as human shields, and they're trying to hit Hamas targets,
Yeah.
and
But wait,
the consequence then is civilian deaths and children dying.
but when
and
does it
that's-
end? When does it end?
They, these things can't end like there is perpetual war. Like at the end of the day, defense spending is
They had
the
a
biggest.
they had a ceasefire for a few years, didn't they?
Yeah, but that
What Yasser Arafat was it? Was he? No,
Yasser Arafat was the leader of the Palestinians. He
they
was
had a peace process
PDS,
then,
the
didn't they?
PDS. yeah.
And Benjamin Netanyahu.
He's the Netanyahu is the
You're just
Prime Minister.
I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Netanyahu is the prime minister of Israel.
Okay, and they had a
they-
peace process then
Yeah,
at that time.
there's some people that reckon that Netanyahu is a funder of Hamas because at the end of the day, perpetual war. If you've got an enemy to fight, then you're going to
But
get
what-
a spike in the poll.
Keeps you in
You'll
the
be able to
spotlight.
you can consolidate power if you've got someone to fight against.
And why would he fund them just to keep him being the war cry going? Is it?
Yeah.
Well, what's the biggest expenditure for Israel? It's self-defense spending.
Okay.
So Lockheed Martin and all these companies are profiteering off war because
Wow, it's complicated. It's a complicated
It's
issue, isn't
Very
it?
complicated.
It's
Very
a complicated issue.
and
But,
and, and
I-
it's at the end of the day, you can't say that you're pro-Israel. It's almost like you can't say you're pro. You don't. No one wants to say
What you can say is you're anti-dead. Needless
Anti-
death.
anti-war. Yeah,
anti-war, yeah.
but like that's just like war is war. Are we all just a byproduct of war.
Yeah, I remember a history teacher saying to me one time, the biggest victim of war is the truth. So,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? So you don't know what's coming out. Like we were saying in Ukraine, you don't know what's really happening.
Yeah.
Like,
That's another thing that's
we're very privileged where we live. Like
oh,
right
we are.
now,
We
we're
are.
very
I know I give,
privileged.
give out about it a lot.
You
in my
give out,
videos and
but
that.
we're very, very
We
lucky
are,
where we
yeah,
live.
yeah.
and very
But even
privileged.
even when I was in America, I realized how privileged we are here.
Yeah,
Like there's so many people in New York, but yet it could be one of the most
loneliest places.
loneliest places.
Loneliest places. Yeah, there
Yeah.
could be lads there in small little apartments, just
Yeah.
with no friends and stuff.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it-
100%.
That could happen in Dublin as well, I
It
suppose.
could,
Yeah,
it
of
could.
course.
But I
Any
think,
city,
I think
but you
people
know-
are. I think.
But
I
sometimes
think,
you see a city, you think everybody's getting on. You know, you
Yeah.
think, but it can be a lonely spot. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
It's one of these things where it's down to us to educate ourselves and give ourselves the information that like from both sides.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like
But then you're wondering where you're getting your information from.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
It's
You
so
have to,
hard.
you have to see different sources. You have to be because like
Oh,
general
100%.
media now is like if you look at media in general, like the news, it's like outside government buildings. There's just a lad with a microphone standing outside a
Yeah.
building. That doesn't mean he's got the credibility to report on something
Yeah.
non-biased. Like he's just a lad standing outside a building.
Well, like
Like I could go out there now and stand outside a building.
I saw one fella basically go, if supporting Israel is almost like supporting Russia against Ukraine, subseding smaller force, blockaded
Okay, yeah.
on most of their sides, people and that, but like you can't do that. But it's basically the big narrative is who does the USA support?
Yeah.
But this USA supports Ukraine,
So is it
we're
like
on their side.
are we in a
Or
cold
we're-
war? Are
But
we
in,
in a
sa-
cold
but in
war
saying
now?
that as well, we could be on the brink of World War III.
Yeah,
There's so many countries fighting. Even China have got involved with something
But
as well.
China, if you look at China and Taiwan,
That's been bubbling up
that's
for a while.
bubbling up a long time. You look at Pakistan and India,
Yeah.
India and China. There's always tension again
Yeah.
with all these
And
things.
going back to the Ukraine, remember the Ukraine is not a small nation either. It's absolutely
And
massive.
there's one more thing that I want to mention. There's also atrocities happening between Azerbaijan and Armenia.
Yeah.
That's not talked about in the
Yeah.
media, because
Yeah.
and that's all about Nagorno-Karabakh. Like
Yeah.
that area has been disputed for years. That part is of the region that could be the thing that kicks off World War III,
Yeah.
because obviously Russia, Armenia, who's supporting who, where it's going to come from.
Yeah.
Azerbaijan is
Very
a
dangerous.
dodgy.
And
It's
like we said, it is to live in the country that we live in. It's
well,
we're privileged.
yeah, like there's been an attack, almost a bit of an attack on Ireland's neutrality.
Yeah.
Should we be neutral? Should we be on Ukraine's side? Should we not be?
Yeah.
But Irish people overwhelmingly support
I think,
neutrality.
but as always in these wars, it's the people.
Yeah,
that-
it's the poor old.
It's the people that are.
It's
that
the
are
poor old
worked
devil
off.
that's just trying to get a bit of food.
Yeah.
And raise kids.
Yeah. No matter
That
what.
are political.
No matter what side you're on.
Yeah, like technologically, if you're talking about a fight between Israel and Gaza or Israel and Hamas, it's lads on the back of Toyota Hiaces with a gun
Yeah.
compared and an F-16 fighter jet
Yeah.
above.
Yeah.
Like it's the International Space Station versus a toaster.
Yeah.
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 You know,
Of
like,
course,
so
it's just-
You can't
yeah.
even compare. But like they say, well, look, does Israel not have its right to defend itself? It was like, well, what do you
Yeah.
find?
Or is Israel using the attack as an excuse?
I
Not an
think, well,
excuse, but
in my opinion, I think Hamas knew the response they'd get by the attack,
yeah.
so
they're both wrong.
they've goaded Israel into showing what they're really capable of.
Yeah.
And
And apparently
in
the Israeli army are
Super
oh,
trained.
super trained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah.
and ruthless.
Ruthless. Yeah.
Like what they have.
They'd shoot a kid like on the street if they had to.
But there's been incidents where journalists being in Palestine or in the West Bank have been shot dead from snipers on at the wall and stuff like that. And, that happened. If that's happened to journalism, the effects of that are going to
Yeah.
imagine what's happening to
Plus, Israel
a regular
has
Palestinian.
somehow a capability of cutting off electricity and internet signal even.
Yeah, but that's what I was
Yeah.
saying to Chris. How,
So
is it-
they-
how,
they-
how,
they-
how do they have that capacity to do that?
Well, they control the whole area.
How do they control the whole area?
Okay, so basically, the UN. So if you look at the map of Israel,
Yeah.
if you look at a map, it's all Israel, but actually there's two enclaves inside
Okay.
that are not controlled. What they've been doing is, in 1947, the UN basically split up the West Bank. That was
Okay.
supposed to be all Palestinians, and they had Gaza.
Okay.
But Israel wanted to take the whole lot. Basically, they said that it was their ancestral claim to the whole region.
Okay.
You know what? When we're finished this tonight, instead of watching Pornhub, I'm going to read up.
Yeah, read up in the history. Yeah.
I'll send you a
what I'm
couple of
talking
videos
Yeah.
that are from fairly neutral sources.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
you were going to say
And-
Pornhub.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Pornhub might be the best place, the most neutral source of all.
It took a funny turn there, lads. But I suppose this is happening in the world. You know what I mean?
That's
it's
what
happening in the
reality
world.
is.
Yeah. And then there's, I suppose, in some ways, sport is bread and circus, isn't it? To keep us.
Yes,
distracted.
of course it is.
You know what I mean? We're too distracted by the
Or-
Rugby World
yeah,
Cup,
or-
or is it a refreshing break?
100%.
Is it the valve we need to switch so you
even-
don't depend on it too much? you know?
Even like festivals, concerts, it's all to distract. They were all
Or
designed.
is the sport basically the it's the way out of war?
Yes.
Maybe
yes.
put two countries just battling out on a football pitch is enough to relieve that tension that would naturally be there.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
just
So
trying
you,
to
you utilize the sport as a
utilize the
outlet.
sport,
yeah.
as
Yeah.
an outlet.
Yeah,
instead.
yeah.
Like,
No, but I've seen since like in Roman times, they would distract people with sports.
Yes,
so they
I know.
wouldn't
The
know
Colosseum.
what
That's what the Colosseum was about.
So they wouldn't know what was happening. But I'm sure there's a part of that too as well. But not
Yeah.
taken away from sport because it brings so much joy to
Yeah,
people's
that's
lives,
true,
You know?
100%.
It just makes what life is living as art.
We're not getting many comments in here. I don't know if that's to do with something of our live, but this says that we've been live for 42 minutes. That's
42 minutes.
Very
wow.
good.
those are 20
Wow.
20 minutes
In
In this
this
stream.
one.
in this stream. Yeah.
Wow.
Very good.
I suppose people don't want to comment because it's a touchy subject. You know what I mean?
If you're in the comments, give us a quick
And hopefully,
hello before
hopefully
we're,
the,
we're
And let us know that we're not just talking among ourselves.
yeah,
we're
hopefully
out of
there's
the
actually people listen to us.
yeah.
Well, this will be saved anyway. So
Yeah, yeah.
We'll be
Chris
out.
said we need more lighting, but
I don't know. I think
I
that
thought the lighting was cozy enough, actually.
I think it is cozy enough.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I know.
just give us a shout if whatever you think about the lighting. You know.
Like we said, we are only testing the waters here at the minute, and we'll eventually.
You
And
set up.
also, don't take us too literally. We're just fucking three normal
look,
lads
we're,
chatting.
we're
no
three fools
we're
trying
three,
to
uh,
figure
three-
our way in the world.
Yeah, we're just three normal lads chatting. So don't
Speak for
think-
your fucking selves. you
Yeah,
cunts.
well, we're not all fucking Billy Big Dick that
Yeah.
could buy fucking 1,500
€1,600
watches.
watches.
You know, but then again, it was for a good cause. You know.
It sure was.
Mossad has entered.
Mossad.
Yeah.
The Mossad are here.
That's right. That's the name of the Israeli army.
No, the secret
The
forces.
secret forces.
Secret forces. Not
Yeah.
very secret if you know the name.
Yeah.
It's like the CIA.
The reason I know that is from.
They're apparently the top intelligence agency in the world.
Are they?
The
Yeah.
Mossad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're way more advanced than the CIA,
Wow.
apparently.
Wow.
I know that from.
But yet their information.
inside in CIS.
In
CIS.
CIS.
Yeah.
That's
But,
like military CSI.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got sick of them shows.
Yeah.
They got a
were
bit-
brilliant in the beginning.
they
But
were
they ran
good.
out of ideas.
They just got a bit too
The,
ridiculous.
the Miami one took the biscuit.
I mean,
off
your
it.
man
It
was brilliant. He goes, "I'm
atrocious.
not going to get you. Your DNA is."
yeah.
You know. Yeah.
That's the crack.
That's the
lads.
crack. We'll leave it at that. So,
We'll
lads,
wrap
will we?
this one up.
We
It's been good. We'll be doing this again this week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep at it.
support-
Keep at it.
yeah.
Keep getting the technology.
Oh,
side of
you're
things a bit better.
tired now.
Um,
We look very tanned, don't we? Is
We
that the
do,
light?
I like that,
Is that the light? You looked. It took years off you. That
know.
haircut, man.
didn't it?
isn't it
Took-
unreal?
Took years off you. You look like. I don't know
You
what
were awful stressed out, and you got the haircut, and it just
yeah,
fell away.
You,
Did,
the stress gone.
Yeah.
You
I know
look
I was
like
very
Bradley
stressed.
Cooper.
I was very stressed over the last couple of Well, I enjoyed everything. I enjoyed the shows, the marathons, and the trip to America.
You
but
had
it
a
was
lot
very-
on.
I had a lot on at the same
I
time.
thought you were going to get another aneurysm.
In America, yeah.
So he was going to get another aneurysm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were straight.
Yeah,
You
fucking-
weren't yourself.
No,
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 you're
no.
very-
And plus, we didn't sleep for like 15 days.
15 days solid.
Mhm.
And you look like Bradley Cooper,
Thanks.
and I look like Phil Collins.
You-
And Chris,
Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury. So on that note,
Cheers, guys. Thanks for
Yeah.
watching.
Cheers.
And, we'll save this onto the YouTube and
have a
subscribe to the page if you already haven't.
yeah.
Thanks
Check it out. We'll be
very
doing this
much.
more often, and
We will.
it's nice and casual, lads.
And subscribe to Mossad. All right, guys.
Peace out.
Chat to you
So
there.
good luck, guys.
Love you.